Hello, very lovely to meet you. Have you ever been to Australia, Agnes?
I haven't. I've been
Oh,
wanting to go for such a long time, but it's so far away. So, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
can you surf? Do you like the beach?
I have never surfed, but actually I said to my boyfriend, next trip we do, I want to go somewhere where I can surf,
It's a good idea.
as long as the water is warm.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You have a beautiful voice. What do you do to keep your voice active and not go bad? Because you got to preserve it. How do you do? Anything in particular looking after it?
Yeah, I look after it, but also I write songs that fit my voice. Often when you sing, if you sing melodies that are like not working with your voice, it's easy for you to
Sure.
destroy it in a way. So when we've been working on the album, actually we've been talking a lot about it to make melodies that is easier for me to do live as well, so you don't
Okay.
stand there like pushing but nothing happens. But also, I have my vocal things I do. So but actually the biggest thing is to write melodies that works for your
Okay.
voice. Yeah.
So before you go on stage, there's nothing that you drink or do like a practice.
I drink honey water. I
Okay.
drink so much honey water when I'm gonna perform. So when I look at honey water the day after, I don't want to look at
Yeah.
it. So yeah, honey water.
You had a break off the music scene for a while. What were you doing when you weren't, before you came back and had a comeback?
Yeah, so I started when I was 16,
Right.
and when I had the break, I was 26.
Yeah.
So I had been making music for 10 years, but also for me, I came into the music industry in such a young, I was so young.
Yeah. Right.
So I felt when I was 26, I had such a need of doing something else, and also to like grow as a person and as a artist.
Yep.
So I wanted to do something completely different. I wanted to travel. I wanted to hang out with friends. I was always the person that couldn't come to, you know, a family dinner or a
Okay.
party, whatever, because I was always away.
Busy.
So yeah, it was time to connect with family and friends and to travel. And I did also. I had some time to just when I had been writing music uh, earlier, it was always under a lot of pressure,
Yep.
so I wanted to have time to just write and don't know if I'm going to release any of it. Just write
Okay.
because it's fun. And also, I learned to produce as well. So I wasn't, so I
That's
can,
good.
yeah, for me, it was a big key because when you can't produce yourself, then you are so much in the hands of others. Do you say that?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, to just be able to do more by yourself.
That's really good because these new songs are fantastic. Like, how did you choose what to put on the new album and the single?
Yeah, so it was really a journey, and I've been written a lot of songs.
Mm.
But when we decided to okay, now we're gonna make an album.
Yeah.
So the songs on the album, except from like Fingers Crossed, mostly of them are pretty new, like they are 3 months old. And so I had a clear vision of what I wanted the album to be. So
Yeah.
then it started to get like pretty easy, like what song fits and which one doesn't. And it was a lot about both the production, but also production you can always change, but it was also a lot about the lyrics, like does it fit in with the whole thing. So yeah.
What about your costumes? Do you make your own costumes? There's some of them are just beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much. I have I used to like, I have the idea of what I want to do, like
Sure.
with
Yeah.
the cover of 24 hours. I saw the silhouette, like I wanted to make it very sharp, and so I usually I just paint
Okay, that's
what
great.
what I want to make, and then I have a woman who is amazing, who helps me to make them real.
Right. They're
Yeah,
beautiful. You could put them in a fashion parade.
exactly.
How, since seeing you started at 16, how has the music industry changed? Do you like how it's progressed, or do you think you like the old way better?
I love how it is now, because I think it's so much more open, and people are, it's so much easier, like people craving artist or whatever you do to do what you love to do. Like earlier it was so much more about the artist being in the hands of record companies,
Right.
but it's not, I don't believe it is like that anymore. So um, I think the beautiful thing right now is that people are able to be more personal in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like now better.
That's good. And so do you still like CDs and vinyl records, or do you prefer just digital music?
I love vinyl.
Same.
Vinyl.
So do I.
Yeah. So I started to, I haven't been I started to like buy vinyls like 3 years ago. So I don't have that many. And right now I'm not, we're building a new house.
Oh,
So
cool.
like living not in my own place. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when I can move into the house and I can put up the vinyl and start to play. It's, you know, it's such a, you listen to the songs in another
Mm,
way, I believe.
mm.
So yeah, I love it.
Tell me about Eurovision. Like, you're on Eurovision, and what's it like behind the scenes? And tell me what happens. Do you sit out there with the other singers, or do you keep separated? Tell me about your experience on Eurovision.
Eurovision. Oh, it was such a long time ago. It was 2009.
Yep.
I remember, um, I remember being very nervous. But and also I remember the weird thing of, like, you perform on TV live,
Mm.
and you have everything on, but before that you are doing the sound check.
Okay.
So you're standing there with no makeup, with nothing, like barely no clothes, and you're doing the sound check with a full arena of
Oh,
people watching. So they sell tickets to the
sound check.
sound check. Well,
Wow.
and I was like, I don't know how many people, like 15,000, looking at you when you're doing the sound check, like in your pajamas. That was surreal. But no, it's beautiful. You know, Eurovision. I think it's a beautiful thing in that way, that it brings people together. It brings
Sure.
people together in Sweden, and I believe it brings people together in the whole world.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, Australia is in Eurovision. Some people don't like Australia in Eurovision because we're not Europe, but that's
You
the
know,
way.
I when I heard that you were in Eurovision, I was like, of course.
Cool.
Yeah.
Uh, can you play musical instruments as well? And what sort of instruments do you like playing the best?
So I played violin
Okay.
when I was a child, but I never got very good at it.
Oh,
But I think that made me, you know, I use so much strings on my songs. I love to combine, you know, like classical, like orchestra with
yeah.
this disco, and I think that comes from me playing in a orchestra when I was I was younger. So violin, I play piano. I'm not good at it, but I can,
That's
do
cool.
what I need to make a song. So yeah.
Have you ever thought about writing music for a movie or a musical? Have you ever thought doing a soundtrack?
Yeah, I yes, and actually this year, just a couple of months ago, one of my songs are in a movie. I
Oh,
think it's a Swedish movie, Dancing
okay.
Queen. Yeah, it's on
Okay.
Netflix. Yeah. So, but yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah.
Dancing Queen on Netflix. I'll make sure I tag that in our interview.
Yeah. Beautiful. Mm.
A couple more questions before we go. What inspirations have you like? Have you got disco aspirations or singing aspirations for your music, to move forward? Or are you going to stay disco, or are you going to try different things?
In the future,
Yeah.
Right now it felt so obvious that it should be disco because of what the lyrics is about, and for me, disco is about freedom and to be who you are and to
Yes.
stand up for yourself. But in the future, I don't know. I love being in the disco world right now, but we'll see what happens in the future.
So Saturday Night Fever and You Can't Stop the Music, they're the two disco movies that I love. Have you got any favorite movies that you like? Any musicals or ones that you like to watch?
There are a lot. I love, it's not a musical, but I love Call Me By Your Name. Have
Oh,
you seen
yeah.
that?
Timothy Chalamet and Armie
Yeah,
Hammer. Mm,
I love that movie.
it's very
It's such
well
a
done.
not so disco. Actually, there is a little bit of disco.
We go to a club.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, who would you like to collaborate with? A singer that you've never sung with, but you'd like to do a duet with, maybe?
I love Years and Years.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love. I think you pronounce it Giorgio Moroder, who
Giorgio
did.
Moroder.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And
He's
also,
he's awesome. Like, he's really good. So you would
yeah,
fit in with his style.
it would be wonderful. And also, I love Sébastien Tellier,
Okay.
France.
Yes.
That would be fun. Also, there are so many. Like, do you know First Aid Kit?
I've heard, yeah.
It's a Swedish band.
That's right.
Yeah, that would be beautiful to make something with them.
Was it hard to you to learn how to sing in English?
No, it's easier to sing
Okay.
in English than to talk. I don't know why. It's just no, it's not that hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing well talking to me, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Last question. Why should people buy your new music? What will they get out of buying Agnes's new sounds?
I call what I do spiritual disco. So I love for me, making this album, it was very much me I just needed to do it to grow as a person and as a being. And I wanted to make music that made me think about, like, what is it to be a human? How can I grow? And having those questions, but at the same time, like, very feeling uplifted. Like, that's why I love the strings, because the strings just makes you like you lift yourself up in heaven in a way. So I hope what I feel when I made the songs is going to be the same for people listening to them.
The strings and the orchestra just makes you want to get up and disco and move. So you've done something right there. Thank you. Lovely to talk to you. I'll stop recording now